shut up, you listen to my monkey mouth. There's a companion when you got pun on the canoa route. Hopped in a portal and got in a fight, Elias knocked him out. Bow, Naruto fighting style. Bow, UFC he tapped out. Bow, we win, we get crowned. Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Ones Who Woke Up podcast. This is Joshua, as always, and today I've got with me
Guy Brown. I'm an Austin comedian. You can find me all over. I'll be performing at most of the open mics or whatever shows I can get on right now. I'm currently guest hosting. I don't know how it goes, but I'm doing Electric Church right now, temporary at the moment. On Tuesdays, sign up 8:45, show at 9.
Super cool. Hell yeah. Dude, that's dope. And so how did you get into doing comedy in the first place?
I was like inspired by like the early 90s SNL guys like Sandler, Rock, Farley, Spade. That was like my first like true love for comedy.
Okay, hell
and
yeah.
all that. And I was
Respectable,
like,
bro.
yeah, I was like, oh man, I want to do this. And being from Wisconsin, it's like Chris Farley's a fucking legend up there too.
Is he from Wisconsin?
Yeah, Madison, Wisconsin, dude.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, like I'm like one of the biggest Chris Farley fans. Like I remember when I first started doing comedy, I went to Madison and Chris Farley's brothers were there.
Oh,
and
fuck.
I got to talk to him a little. Like I asked them like, "What's Adam Sandler like?" They're like, "Oh, he's a genius." And then like they said he's real, like he's nice, funny, all that. And then I asked them about Chris Farley because I read this one book on SNL, and Chris Rock wrote a part where he's like, Chris Farley invites him into his room, and he's just like, "Hey, come here, check it out." He walks in, and Chris Farley has his like bare ass outside the window in how many story buildings, and all of a sudden he just drops a shit right out the window.
Oh my God.
And that was one of the stories I had to ask him, and they're like, "Yeah, I remember that. Like, did he really just take a shit outside?"
What a fucking crazy person. That's right up there with like Ozzy pissing on the Alamo.
Oh my God.
Did you not know that happened?
Ozzy Moon? No, I'm just kidding. No, I heard about Ozzy.
That sounds like some
yeah,
Ozzy
that sounds
shit.
like a, hey, I'm going to go piss on the Alamo, dude.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck.
So I actually got to see him live, which was really, really dope.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
dude.
so back whenever Hurricane Katrina rolled through, do you remember what year that was?
I think it was like 05, 06. It was the year that Drew Brees went to the Saints. Like
what a bad omen.
Yeah, I know, right?
He did good for them.
Yeah, he did really good. It's just like, hey, we get a hurricane, we ruined the city, but we got a quarterback after all those years.
He's from Austin, right?
Yeah, dude. Him, Nick Foles, Baker
A
Mayfield.
lot of good quarterbacks come from around here, bro.
Oh,
a lot of good athletes come from around here.
2005. That's what I figured.
Okay, so 2005, I went and saw Ozzy perform with Black Sabbath. It was, I believe, the last time they ever performed together, and it was at Ozfest.
Oh
yeah, I got to go to Ozfest, and it was the year they had Slipknot, Korn, Black Label Society, because Zakk Wylde played guitar for Ozzy and them. Dude, it was legendary. And at the very end, Ozzy and them were headlining.
Yeah.
And bro, we were in Spring, Texas, or the Woodlands, one of the two. It's one of those venues kind of out in the woods in the southeast Texas area. And bro, Hurricane Katrina rolled in the middle, like right as they were like coming out to start performing.
Oh my God.
And people started to leave, and Ozzy was like, "I'm the Prince of fucking darkness. Yeah. None of y'all get to leave." And people stopped leaving. And bro, it was like the lightning was timed with the music type shit. I mean, it was fucking pouring rain, and they were still jamming on stage. And there was so much lightning, it was so terrifying, and they just kept right on playing. And they played for a hot minute, and the rain did not stop. Like, at all. Like, homie, like, everybody was out in the rain for an hour before they even started leaving.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Ozzy put on an amazing performance. And it was, again, bro, like, you imagine Iron Man brr, and right when
Yeah,
they go, brr,
in the
you get a
rain.
big strike of lightning goes across the sky as they go. Brr, it's fucking
Like they're probably on something too
Bro.
while they're watching that shit, so
Oh,
it
yeah,
makes
well,
it even more
everybody was
legendary.
smoking joints,
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
But it was like, it's like a core memory for me, bro. It was one of the coolest fucking things ever.
Yeah.
I got a Black Sabbath hat, and I went to a fucking podunk little high school, and they tried to accuse me of worshiping the devil.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they also tried to accuse me of worshiping the devil again whenever I wore a Danzig shirt to the school.
What the fuck?
You know, Danzig, they have that demon. That's one of their like big things. They have the Danzig wrote across its horns type shit.
Yeah.
And I had that shirt, and oh my god, you'd have thought that I'd fucking walked in with the severed head of a goat. You know, I went to my high school had a total of 400 people in it, counting the staff, the middle school, and the elementary.
Oh
I went
Jesus.
to so the city I
So
grew
it was
up
like
in,
all one school?
yeah, and the school that I went to was in a city of 1,100 people.
So you're from a small town too, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I lived in Circleville, which is between there and there. Like, it's just out in the country. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I was like out in the country,
Like
on the come up,
oh yeah, like I
making forts in the bloodweeds type shit.
oh shit, yeah, I feel that. Like one of my buddies, like he went to Ozfest like every year, like, and it was like we lived in a small town too in Wisconsin, so like he always had the Marilyn Manson shirts, the Ozzy shirts, like the very very graphic ones, and this is like when we were in middle school too. It's like every year, like
Letting his flag fly, I respect it.
yeah, he'd just be wearing it all the time. Like every year, he went to Ozfest like every fucking year that I knew this guy, and he'd be like, "Dude, I just show up, shorts, no shirt," because he's just gonna go buy a shirt right away every fucking year. It's like one of the most coolest fucking things ever.
That's smart.
And I'm
I like that.
damn, I gotta go. And then like, I think I came close to one year because I think that was the year that like Linkin Park was cool, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to see these guys. I never did it, but like I always heard those shows were fucking legendary. Like my friend, like he said that Ozzy looked at him when he was singing, and he said he like nearly creamed his pants. And we were middle schoolers at the time, so I don't even know if he could ejaculate yet, dude. I
Man,
was
you're
like,
in middle school, you're definitely coming, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. I've done so many drugs since middle school, bro. That shit is all blur. Were we ever even really in middle school? Did that even really happen?
yeah, I don't know, man. It was like all a blur, man. I don't know. I was like, I wasn't on drugs. I was just like humping everything in sight, dude. I don't know. I was just like a
I was
horny
on drugs
bastard.
and humping everything inside, bro.
Oh
Like,
man, that had to be better as a kid because you
It's
could probably
just-
just like get like one little hit of something, then you're just like humping a rock or something, dude.
Well, the truth is, I was out in the country, so I could hardly ever get my hands on anything but weed, and it was Mexican brickweed swag. It was abysmal cannabis stuff that.
Oh,
if,
man.
If you tried to hand me weed right now, if you were like, "Bro, let's smoke a joint," and I was like, "Hell yeah," and you busted out weed that looked like the weed that I was smoking in high school, I'd be like, "Bro, let's just hit it out." Like,
Yeah.
just no thanks. Let's not even.
Does it bring back the painful memories?
It's just gonna give me a headache. Like, bro, that's wow.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
believe it. I can't believe that we ever even got high off that shit back in the day.
Oh man, you gotta start out crappy, man. Like,
You smoking shitty weed back in the day?
yeah,
too?
smoking shitty weed. Like one of the first things you smoke out of is like a soda can or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that happened to me too. That's definitely. We're all gonna have Alzheimer's on account of that.
Oh yeah, I was like, man. Then like, I think I saw a 40-year-old virgin. I'm like, that's a good idea because Steve Carell was smoking out of an apple or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to smoke out of an apple and then go eat that bitch. That shit was fucking good, man.
Yeah, well, you're all high.
And then you get a fucking apple out of it too.
Apple's all juicy. It's great.
Oh man,
It's-
like it's
it's-
just like,
It satiates your munchies and your cotton mouth all at once.
oh yeah, dude, like you're thirsty as
What
fuck.
a bingo.
Oh man, I remember being like under my buddy's sink, just like having the fucking faucet on, going. Oh
That
man, I
was
was
way too fucking gay, bro. I cannot not point out how goddamn gay you just were for milking your buddy, bro.
You know how gay I was
Oh
to
my
be
God.
dehydrated. Oh my god, dude, I was thirsty,
The only
man.
thing to drink was coom.
Yeah.
The only thing to
Oh
drink
man,
was
yeah.
cum.
There you go. You just got to go milk the gay man in the morning to go get your daily
No,
dose of cum.
no, you were in Wisconsin. Y'all certainly had plenty cows. You could definitely just go and like get
Yeah.
in on that cow action. Bro.
Oh yeah. I was like, man,
You really had to.
it's kind of funny because like they said like white people are like the most like not lactose intolerant, like every other race is. So like, you know, like it was a white person who was the first guy to suck on a cow's tit and go, huh, this tastes really fucking good. I'm like, who the hell was the motherfucker to suck on a cow's tit? And then all of a sudden now we got cheese. Like I love cheese, but I was like, man, there's like, we at the same time have to be really grateful for some pervert sucking on a cow's tit. And now, like, even when I got the munchies, you got the Captain Crunch, you got to put the milk in there, and you got to say, God bless this pervert. I was like, I don't know. Man, you're a sick fuck, but
Captain Crunch that
fuck.
may or may not cut the roof of your mouth.
Yeah. Has that actually ever happened to you? That never happened to me,
It
dude.
never happened to me, but I remember there was a joke on a TV show about it one time.
Yeah, like, I don't remember the joke on the TV. I just see that meme all the time, and, like, I've never cut myself with Captain Crunch, dude.
You probably
Like,
just weren't allowed to eat enough of it. There were probably kids who just had free reign to all the Captain Crunch, and they just eat 2 big massive bowls of it, and it just shred their shit. Like they just ate fiberglass for an hour.
yeah, dude. I was like, oh my god. Like, I remember, like, being, like, cottonmouth after eating all that stuff. I was like, shit. Although, one of the worst things I did with Captain Crunch is I remember one time I was really drunk, and I had
Mic
no...
back just a little bit?
oh, yeah.
Just a little bit?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, one time I was, like, really drunk, and I had no milk, so I just poured beer in my cereal.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
I was like, dude, I still ate it. I think because I saw it in some movie. I forgot who did it, but some guy poured beer in a cereal, and then I was, like, really drunk, and I'm like, you know what? That might be a good idea.
Like, I'm drunk enough to give it a try.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm drunk enough to get a try. I get more drunk. I get some fucking Captain Crunch, dude.
I bet the Captain Crunch is good for a while till it isn't. You know?
Yeah, I was like, thank God I don't remember the taste, dude.
Just hammered. Bro, I remember being young, and we were all just super high. We went to, oh my god, shout out Rodney and Timmy and B Rad, who's now and perpetually in jail. I think that was it. I think it was them and Kevin, and we went to the Blunt Lady's house in Taylor, here in Taylor.
Oh,
There's a
God.
lady called the Blunt Lady. I mean, this is 20 fucking forever ago, so who knows if she's still around. There was a lady called the Blunt Lady, and you just go buy blunts off her for $5 a pop. And we bought like $30 worth of blunts. Had like 6 blunts between like 6 of us.
Oh, shit.
We just put that shit all to face immediately, bro. Just smoked all of it as teenagers, you know what I'm saying? So we were fucking space cadet high.
Oh, my God.
And I remember making the biggest, stupidest ham and cheese sandwich ever and dipping it in Reese's cereal.
What the fuck?
I distinctly remember this shit.
Oh, my God. I was expecting, like, a hot tomato soup or something. You went there.
I went to the Reese's, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
It was great. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh,
It
man.
was-
I could imagine if you're high, anything will be good, dude.
So there's a lifelong dispute in my family over who's the one who did this. And at this point, I don't even know if I really recall who really did it or not. But either my dad or my brother ate a piece of bread with peanut butter on it and hot Fritos. A peanut butter hot Frito fold.
That might be good if you're high enough. I ain't gonna lie. I'd eat it. If it was right there, I probably would.
So it was probably my dad because we were young and my dad was always getting super high.
Redneck mole.
Oh, my
Redneck
God.
mole, that's wonderful.
Oh, man. Put on some Wonder Bread or something like that. Man, you might be getting some ass cancer after that, dude.
It was
Fuck.
it was a rough deal, but so that was probably some of the highest I've ever been whenever I was a kiddo. What's the highest you think you've ever been?
Oh, man. I remember during the pandemic. So, like, this is, like, the time I was making all the money doing Instacart. So I just, like, went to my guy, and he got me some these gummy worms. And they were, like, 100 for each gummy worm. And I ate, like, 3 of these bitches. And I swear to God, like, dude, I thought, like, I was seeing the devil or something. The best movie I ever saw when I was edible high is Into the Spider-Verse, dude. You gotta watch that edible high. It's the fucking goat, man.
I've seen it. I mean, I'm always super high, so I get it.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
I've seen Into the Spider-Verse several times. It's actually really, really good. It's like a low-key, underrated superhero movie. Like
yeah, dude.
they nailed that. I actually like wholeheartedly, no notes type shit. Love that movie.
Yeah, dude, like, I think it was probably, like, one of the best, like, Spider-Man movies I ever seen. It's so underrated, dude. Like, even, like, when I walked into movie theater, or, like, left the movie theater, I was like, God, this was way fucking better than I thought.
Oh,
and I
so
was
you-
sober
so-
when I saw, and then when I watched it high, I was like, this is even better,
Oh,
dude.
so you watched it at home high.
Yeah, I watched it at home because the movie theaters were closed, and then, like,
Okay, I got you.
I had
got
to,
you.
like, turn it off because then I was too high. I watch it again, edible high, but, like, a lower edible high. I couldn't be this edible high. I was like, dude, I was like seeing colors and all that shit too, man.
You start seeing colors that you've never seen before.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Shit starts bleeding in between for the foreground and the background.
bro, like your eyesight like ever get like so clear, like you see like everything so like
Oh yeah,
fucking
yeah. Well,
crystal clear.
that's absolutely a part of the psychedelic experience is increased visual acuity.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it happens. Anytime you take mushrooms or LSD or anything like that, you get like the wizard eyes, bro.
Oh, dude.
For sure,
I was
for
like,
sure.
dude, I get that off edibles, man. I was like, shit. I saw the new Avatar movie on edibles, dude, and I passed out halfway through. But man, I swear to God, I saw like I was into land and stuff. Dude, I think I saw Jesus when I was there, man. Like no lie. Like I remember, like I was just like we were running into Avatar land, and like I think we were just like joking and laughing, and then he was going. I was like, damn, Jesus does. I was like, wait, I'm not even religious, dude. And I'm like, why am I having the image of saying Jesus loves me? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, don't see Avatar 2 on edibles.
There's some divine truth in there, Bree.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I was like, if I told my girl that, I was like, because her parents are like super religious, they'd be like, this is probably a sign or
Oh my
something.
God, he's a prophet.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he saw him. He was playing with Jesus. I was like, no, I was just super high.
That's great, dude. That's wonderful.
I was like, and it was like the long-haired one, not the one that like Jesus is supposed to look like.
No, it's like the white person version of what
Yeah,
Jesus
it
is.
was like the white person, dude. I was like, I know the other one looks like you would think he was like your cab driver or something like that, dude.
Very Middle Eastern, right?
Yeah, like I think like when they showed a picture, like he had short hair, he had like the 5 o'clock shadow or some shit like that. I was like, damn, Jesus could have walked right past me and I would have never known, dude.
Yeah, y'all made him look hella normal.
Yeah.
Like a hella normal guy, bro. What the fuck? He's supposed to be divine. He's supposed to be like someone I can't miss. The guy looks like everybody.
Yeah, it's like you can't miss it, man. I was like, it was like one of the funniest stories I heard. Speaking of Jesus, like I saw something like some kid like gave his grandma a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was in Star Wars, and she thought that was Jesus, and she hung it up. She had it up there for like almost a year, and nobody really had the heart to tell her that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. She eventually laughed it off, but I just remember the kid's dad was like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Obi-Wan Kenobi was her only hope.
Oh yeah.
You know, she was praying to Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's not a bad move to make. I feel like if you're gonna pray to a fictional character, Obi-Wan's like a cool one to fucking go after, bro. I wouldn't be mad about starting an Obi-Wan Kenobi based church.
Yeah, dude, an Obi-Wan Kenobi church would be badass.
The Obi-Wan Kenobicans.
Yeah. I was like, hey, that was just Anakin's daddy. It's like the third time he's like, yo, you can fucking kill me right here, man. It's like, I'm stronger than you, just disappears. I was like, fuck, dude.
What a gangster.
Oh, I know. Obi-Wan's the shit, dude. Did you watch that new series, man?
No.
Oh, dude, it was so fucking good.
No, I live under a rock. You'll have to talk to Mikey about it because he'll be the only one who's seen it out of the two of us.
Oh, yeah.
I live under such a rock. I do drugs and meditate.
Oh, man. So, I mean, you still go to space. Like, shit,
Oh,
man. You could have been on Endor yourself, man.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I've been to places way neatoer than anything they've put on the TV, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And speaking of neato places that I've seen on the TV, I, too, have a fun movie experience on drugs. Which, I mean, I have several, right? Because I've taken a bunch of drugs. But one that really keeps sticking out to me is when I went to, on my birthday, watch Infinity War.
Oh, my God.
High on 3 tabs of LSD at the movie theater.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, bro. It's like holy fuck is the only way to put it. I will say, though, that even in that incredibly disoriented high state, the big fight scene broke my I couldn't take it serious. I couldn't be like, oh, this is a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, even because it was they had it done up like it was 1770s, bro. Like musketmen were lined up at one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if this is modern war with fucking superheroes, right? They're not gonna line up in a field and go, we're gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'd be doing some like clever shit. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't
Bro,
be just.
they ripped off Star Wars, dude.
well, everybody's ripping off everybody. Art is derivative. I'm prepared to be mad at them about none of that. Which, on the subject of Star Wars,
Yeah.
which we ain't got to go off into all the details of my LSD movie experience. The point is, I did that shit. I was playing Jedi: The Lost Order recently, which is a video game. It's like a Jedi video game.
Yeah.
And everybody always jokes about how the stormtroopers miss all the time, right? Like how they're so bad. Well, remember, they're clones of the best bounty hunter ever type shit. Like they all get 100% on target practice. And in my world, if they produce something and put the name on it and it's produced by the people who have the right to produce it, that's now canon. Like, if it happened in the video game, that's in the universe, in my world, in, like, my head canon. I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it. Like, I paid $60 for that goddamn video game. That happened in Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like, you got that little storyline in there. It's like,
Yeah.
hey.
And so I was snooping in, listening in on a couple of stormtroopers who were speaking, and they were talking about how they both get 100% all the time on their shooting, but they can't hit the Jedis. And they were saying that they intentionally don't shoot directly at them, because if they shoot directly at them, they'll just bounce that fucking laser beam right back at them and kill them. Like a dead-on shot to the chest to a Jedi is a death sentence for you, the guy who shot the blazer.
Yeah.
And so they try and swarm them and like shoot where they would have to dodge to. Like they're trying to catch them like slipping, basically. Like swarm them with too many places where all their potential dodge points where they could go to are taken up. And then if you hit them with enough direct shots and they can't dodge, one will get through, right? And so they have this like tactic where they're trying to get through, but like they know they can't hit the Jedis. So they're like, it's to the point where they're trying to shoot where they aren't for the sake of hitting them where they might wind up.
Holy fuck.
That's how badass the fucking Jedis are, and that's also how good the clone troopers are.
Bro, that's fucking smart, man. Holy shit. I was like, yeah, because that was like the running... Was it the clone or the stormtrooper? You said clone troopers right there, but it was stormtroopers, right?
I mean, the dudes in white that are clones,
yeah.
the clone guys, for sure.
Yeah,
The ones who
dude.
got bought, the big armor that got purchased.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like,
Those guys were like, we get 100%, but we can't hit the Jedis because they'll hit us back with the lasers. Like, we have to shoot where they aren't. Hopefully, they'll dodge into it type shit.
yeah, you would imagine so. That's fucking smart, dude. I was like, shit, dude.
Well, it just blew my mind because it finally brought it all together. Why?
Like-
Pull that mic towards you just a little bit if you're gonna sit all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to make it also such a bother, but
Oh, no, it's all good.
but yeah, it blew my mind. I mean, to the point that I'm talking about it on my podcast. Like that shit stuck with me. That was like honestly, the like nugget of that whole video game that I was, because it got kind of repetitive. The game was pretty like, it was good, but
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't paid full price for it. But getting that little nugget.
Yeah, dude, getting that information, like, you can spread that knowledge. Anybody who talks shit about stormtroopers, be like, no. Like, I wonder if it was, like, a writer or a producer, like the guy who came up with Stormtrooper, be like, you know what? I'm sick of you ripping on the stormtroopers I created. These guys can shoot. We just want to shoot that way so we can get them, you dumbass. That's enough stormtrooper hate.
It's either if they did it for the sake of, like, puffing their chest out, like you said, or they had that thought from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right? One of the two. And if they had that thought from the very beginning, then
Yeah, if that's from the beginning, you're fucking genius.
Draw fucking
I'm
vote.
like, you're either a fucking genius or a stormtrooper defender, dude. I was like,
what, a stormtrooper simp, bro. How you?
yeah, you're a
how do you-
stormtrooper simp. He's like, hey, my favorite character is a fucking stormtrooper. You leave him alone. You
Like
don't see me
that-
picking on Luke or Han Solo.
They're shooting exactly where they want, bro. Don't think that they can't shoot a target, bro.
Oh, they can't. You know what? Your favorite character is Luke Skywalker, and he made out with his sister. Yeah, what do you got to say about the stormtroopers now?
He also, here's the thing about Luke Skywalker, is he held out faith for Darth Vader the whole time because he saw that one nugget of good in him, right?
Yeah.
But then he turned on his Padawan because he saw one nugget of bad in him. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'll go to the end of the earth for a guy who's in the dark side because I believe he has this nugget of good in him. But I'll turn on my fucking Padawan who is a good guy who I can sense a little bit of lurking darkness in because I'm afraid type shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like, was that canon, or was that something that Disney like decided?
Oh, dude, that was all Disney. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
they were doing.
so that's like a pretty severe complaint on my end, bro. Like, because I feel like Luke Skywalker is cooler than that.
Yeah, dude, I was like, dude, Luke Skywalker, like, I think, like, when they
Like,
did, like, the books, like, he was way more badass. He was never, like, grumpy old guy. I was like, they fucking ruined him. Like, in the books, like, he had a wife and kids and shit like that. I was like, they just made him, like, into some fucking hermit. I was like, man, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
they ruined his character.
So you would have hoped that Disney would have stuck with the lore that had been created by the already, right? Like, it sounds like if you were a big Star Wars nerd and you read all these books, you understood the verse perfectly, and then Disney came in and bought it and changed things up. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a very chill thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm certain that. So now I guess I understand why the new movies upset people as much as they did, because there's an established order of how things are supposed to be, and they were hoping that they were going to get artistic representations of what they'd already experienced and known.
Yeah, comic books, movies.
Yeah, like,
And all that got thrown. So all that got scratched whenever Disney did it. So man, that seems like a very, very like a short-sighted thing. Like there's so much. There's so much Star Wars lore. They could have easily just expanded into something that didn't exist, right? Like they could have easily just been like, over here in this nugget of space, there's this thing that's happening that was never discussed in any of the previous lore that's super badass. And that would have worked just fine. I don't see why they had to go and like change things. That seems not super chill.
A Ronin character that I think you'd really like. They wanted Keanu Reeves to play it, but since they scrapped all the previous stuff.
oh, yeah, dude. Like,
Well, I mean, you can bring in anybody you want. Like they could.
Yeah, they could.
So just because they scrapped the entire previous verse doesn't mean they can't go this particular storyline. We like it, and we're gonna work that in. Like, so I imagine if they want the fucking traveling samurai fucking Keanu Reeves character,
dude,
fucking John Wick in space.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
just John Wick in
see
space.
that. Yeah,
Bro,
dude.
John Wick with a laser blaster? Are you fucking kidding? I would.
Dude, sign me up. I was like,
I'd pre-order tickets. I'd be there. I'd be like, let's go. I'd be getting my hands on some LSD, bro. We'd be going to watch that shit super high, bro.
oh, dude, I would totally do that. I'd be like, yo, like, I don't know if you watch, like, any of the Disney Plus series. Like, Jon Favreau actually did a good job. Like, you know what? If you, like, let Jon Favreau run the Star Wars shit, I'd be like, okay, like, I didn't hate the Star Wars sequels, but I also didn't love them. If they wanted to say, hey, we fucked up, let's try it again, I'd be cool with that. Maybe give George Lucas some intel while he's still alive. Take note, Disney.
Yeah, dog. Our man's got a fucking plan. What is this?
He's the guy who directed Iron Man. He was in
What the
Swingers.
fuck? That guy?
Yeah, he directed Elf.
Bro, the guy who's the fucking butler
yeah,
is
dude.
the director?
He was the fucking director. He
What
got
a
Iron
cheeky-
Man started. He
what
got
a
the
che-
MCU started, dude.
No. The people who did Blade got the
Okay, we're talking to
MCU started.
MC. Where it started. I was like, man, but you already know they got all those universes. Yeah, they're gonna do a multiverse. I was like, I think they got like a girl Blade now or something like that. But like,
Cool.
dude,
Whatever.
I'm like, I want to see Wesley Snipes still come back. I was like, when I think of Blade, I always think of Wesley Snipes. Like, if he had a daughter in there, cool. But like, yo, like Blade.
It's crazy.
Wesley Snipes is always my Blade, though.
It's crazy that Wesley Snipes is like alive and in good shape and is perfectly capable of reprising his role, but he's such a crazy person that they're just like, nah, no thanks.
Yeah, didn't he go to jail for like 10, 15 years
Like
or something?
tax evasion or some shit, which I ain't mad at nobody about that. It's not like he like beat up nobody. He just like didn't want to give the government their undue cut. So like,
Oh yeah.
cool.
No, I feel that. I was
Like,
like, man.
like homie should have went to the Cayman Islands. Like it's like should have went somewhere where that's legal, like the white people do.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have stayed stateside, homie. Like should have gotten a PO box in a far off land. You know,
Yeah, dude.
I don't know what else to tell you, bro.
Like-
Like that's really not rocket science, man. Like get a single financial advisor. If you're making Blade money, go find you an old white man that's like driving around a Bentley and be like, "Hey, bro, what do we do here?" And they're gonna be like, "Make X, Y, and Z moves." And like it's gonna be such a simple plan.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I'm getting an advisor. Like when I make it, dude. When I get rich, I'm like, yo. I'm like, I ain't trying to go to no jail for
I
the
would
fucking government.
I would say before you even get rich, like the moment that you start trending positively and you have spare cash, go ahead and start working with advisors on the financial side of things.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
I'm
people,
gonna need-
there are people out there who know so much better how to do your money than you do. Like there's insane ways to get money, insane ways to manage your money whenever you know what you're doing with it. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I've met
neither do
people.
I,
I've
man.
met people who are like incredible with it. So, yeah, I got a buddy who's like buying an airplane right now.
Oh Jesus, dude.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah. The dude who one of the managing partners for Escobars.
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah, he's been on this podcast.
Damn, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was the first person who we did the podcast with. We used to do not the first person we did the podcast with. The first person that we did the podcast with in the new arrangement. We used to do the podcast over there in that corner with the table arranged. We kind of sit and look at one another. But then we upgraded the mics and it's much more comfortable out here.
Oh yeah.
And so he was the first person to do it out here. And interesting guy. Actually was one of his, I think it was his 5th employee at Create-A-Sig, which wound up parlaying into the whole Escobar thing. Good guy. Known him a really long time. Like a really, really long time. But that's a secondary conversation.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever done any psychedelics?
Not yet. Like I'm open to it.
What?
Man.
You haven't done any psychedelics? But you're open to it, huh?
I was like, just mainly weed and stuff.
I've got some DMT.
Ooh man.
Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Everybody's
about.
got 15 minutes.
All right, is it 15 minutes?
It's like, yeah, it's like 5 minutes of getting there, 10 minutes of being there, and then like a half hour of like reintegrating, right? But the half hour on the back end, you're not really high anymore. You're just really disoriented because you just had one of the most profound experiences you'll ever have.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it's like, whoa. So I did DMT once. Well, I've done it a bunch.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna
the-
say once.
Yeah, but this one particular story that I have, I really like. So I had some friends who were at the time were much more experienced psychonauts than myself. And they kept telling me that all of the psychedelics, if you take enough, take you to the same place. Like if you break through and shed whatever is you and get to whatever's left after that, that's always the same.
Yeah.
Like that's always ego death, go to the place where souls go between incarnations type shit, hang out for a while. That's like the same place every time. And I wanted to confirm that because I'd already had heroic, ridiculous experiences on LSD.
Yeah.
Where I did the whole thing, like did the whole thing. And so I was like, cool. I've been there and back. It's not too scary a path. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so I just like rocket shipped my way through the whole experience, right? Like I was just trying to get to the end point. And I got there and it was as though I had gone to an art museum and I sprinted through the art museum to get to the networking at the end. And I was like, hey guys, I'm here. What do we talk about? And they were like, all that art that we just went by. And I was like, I was just sprinting to get here. And they were like, oh, you fucked that up.
Oh,
The point's to take it all in.
yeah, you're supposed to enjoy the journey before you get to your destination, man.
And I just was like, we're going to the
Fuck.
destination. And so they just kind of like laughed me out the room type shit. And,
Damn.
but I did get to go and like do the thing. You know, I like cruised around and like was Galactus for a while. Like, are you familiar with Galactus?
Nah.
Galactus is a character in the MCU, which I didn't know who Galactus was. I kept getting this beamed into my fucking head during the trip. This is what it's like to be Galactus. And so when I came out of my trip, I looked up who Galactus was, and Galactus is the World Eater from the MCU. He was the last living thing in the universe as the universe compressed in on itself before it popped and, cosmic heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It pops and compresses and pops and compresses. And he was the last living thing as it compressed before it popped. And when it popped again, his consciousness merged with every single bit of matter that exists in the new eruption. And so Galactus is literally everything. And that was how I was doing. Like, I was out there doing Galactus.
Holy shit, dude.
Bro, I watched solar systems collide, like whole spinning systems go wham, wow, and spin off into fucking nothing.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude.
all kinds of neato shit, bro. Yeah, all kinds of neato shit. And then I was coming back, and there's like a distinct sense of falling, right? Like you're somewhere out in space, effectively. You're still right here, right? But
Yeah.
every point in space and time is accessible right here, right now, because the universe is infinite. And so, what makes you, the thing that sees in your mind's eye, isn't tethered to your body. It goes to places in space and time, and that's how you see them in your mind's eye. You're physically going there, and that you're channeling it into this meat sack.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so I was way out there, and I had to fucking back into my body, bro. And I was way, way, way out.
God damn.
And I like fell back through the entire experience. Like I didn't like literally take a linear track back to where I was, but there was a certain point where there's like an entry point and exit point. And that entry point and exit point is like the typical DMT experience that most people describe on the come up and come down. So I like kind of fell down through that, and it like zipped past me real quick. I wasn't able to take any of that in, but it was distinctly familiar from where I'd passed through it on the way up.
Yeah.
And when I landed in my body, I could see the entire room. Everything was crystal clear. But on every surface, there was this like emanating zebra striped Fabergé egg art on everything. And I could see my cousin Chop, shout out OG Chop, stroking his beard like this. And then I opened my eyes, and he was still stroking his beard.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, bro, I was looking at that room through my fucking third eye.
Holy
And
shit.
that was the fucking thing that really struck me. All the Galactus talk, all the missing the art for the sake of the networking, all that's like cool and neat, but like the fucking thing that really was like, ooh, whoa, was
Yeah.
the seeing. Like, bro, my third eye was open, bro, and I could literally see the whole room. And I was so high that I didn't know if my eyes were open or not. You know, but then I felt my eyes open and nothing changed in the room. And it was like, oh, fuck, whoa. And like for a second there, I could like blink and close my eyes and still see everything. But pretty rapidly, the effect wore off. And it got to where if I closed my eyes, it would go back to black. But like, bro, there was a sincere moment where, like, dog, I did not need eyeballs to see the room at all. Like these lenses here could be closed and there was still complete perfect spatial recognition of the space around me.
Oh my god, dude.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
It was really neato.
Bro, I need like one of those kind of trips. I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it today, but like, yo, I definitely want to go on that trip though. Like, I want to see everything. Like, I'm like so weak when it comes to edibles, but I'm like, yo, this is like, it's gonna like make the edibles don't look like they're shit, dude.
Well, so you can have like borderline psychedelic experiences on edibles, but the big thing is that you got to be like chill with letting go, right? Like, because you're gonna leave your body type shit, and like
Yeah.
if you try and hang on, it's gonna fucking yank you, and you're not gonna like that feeling. And like the harder you fight it, and the more like out of control, and like the more you try and fight it, the more it's still gonna happen. There's no it not happening at that point. And so like if you just fight it, you're just gonna put yourself in for a bad time. So you like have to be like willing to accept that you've taken a really, really potent psychedelic, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and it's gonna run its course, and it might feel like it takes 1,000 years for it to go down, but you'll eventually come back.
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And you just gotta be, it really fucks with your time hard. Like it fucks with time hard.
Oh,
like,
I'll believe.
Really, like I've never seen a single person do it for the first time, and they come back and they go, "How long was I gone?" And you go, 8 minutes, and they go, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
Holy shit. shit.
Yeah, bro. So you know my Instagram handle is MagicMan108.
Yeah.
So there's significance to 108 for me. Which they're like out there in the world, people say that the number 108 is significant for a variety of reasons that I don't necessarily buy into. But for me, one of the first big LSD trip that I ever had, when I had my heart weighed against the feather of truth in the Hall of Anubis type shit, I was sitting there and I was just so violently high in my comfy chair, and like we were just like watching TV. And everything was like, we were just like doing normal guy shit, like not like meditating, not doing anything crazy,
Yeah.
It's like my first time. I didn't know what I was in for at all. And I looked down at my phone and it was 105. And bro, hours went by. And I looked down at my phone and it was 108. And ever since then, 108 has been like my psychedelic 420. Anytime I see 108, I'm like, I remember.
Oh,
I remember,
Jesus.
guys.
Dude, that's so fucking awesome. Like, you remember a time and now it's just like your whole fucking number.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
I mean, it's just
literally-
it's not even just the time, though. It's the fact that it's the amount of time that I experienced pass between those two increments that I measured.
Yeah.
Right? Like, bro, I'm telling you, hours went by between 105 and 108. And that's the thing, is the hours that went by. It was like, no fucking way has it only been 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened on LSD one time, we had this old PS3 remote control. That was the original remote control that came with my cousin Jeremiah's system. And we called it the OG. It was the original remote control. And Jeremiah had gone in and done repairs to it. And when he did that, he pulled all the buttons out and rearranged them. So it was like triangle wasn't in the right place, circle, they were all jumbled. But I mean, like box, like where box is supposed to be was still box. Like if you pushed it, it would register as box in the game. But they were like just the buttons were wrong. And but bro, this remote hadn't worked for ages, bro. Like I'd been collecting dust type shit.
Yeah.
Dead. And this is a whole other trip months later. But we were playing this game where you were basically like an amoeba. You would float around and just like eat other amoebas and become bigger. And it was very, very beautiful and very, very easy. Easy to the point that we could play it on LSD and enjoy it. And I looked down and the buttons were in the wrong place. And I was like, oh, I'm just high on LSD. And I was like, but that's not how this shit works. It doesn't make you see things that aren't there. It just enhances everything to the point that it's psychedelic. So it wouldn't make me feel like the buttons were in the wrong place. Let me take a harder look at this. And I like kind of gathered myself, took a hard look at it, and it was absolutely the OG remote control. And bro, I swear to God, it fucking shot lightning bolts into my hands, bro. It went out of my hands the moment I realized it was the OG.
Holy fuck.
And we had like a 5-minute bro down with the remote control. It's like, no fucking way this thing is really alive right now. And the magic of LSD brought that fucking remote control back to life, bro. It still works to this day.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Like,
And it had like a full charge, bro. And understand, it hadn't even been on the charger in 6-8 months. It was dead. Like, even if it had a little charge, it would have expelled it over time just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Buddy, there's no reason for that remote control to ever have worked again. And especially for it to have had a full charge. Like, there's just...
yeah.
It just doesn't... It doesn't compute for your boy. It's just one of those mystical happenings that it's a little win that we got while we were doing some fucking wild drugs, and this is reality now.
Yeah. Bro, that does sound like some LSD shit.
It really is.
I was like, oh my god, like, you just gotta be on some, like, I don't know, like, I felt like maybe I was on something I did edible, so maybe I can relate a little. But like, yo,
Oh, you can.
I was like,
You
I
can.
felt like shit, dude. Like I felt like I was in an afterlife when I saw Avatar, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like I felt like I was in a movie. Like all of a sudden, like the afterlife was like. We're just like in the river, like washing hippos or something like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just seeing shit. But I was
Bro.
like, fuck, dude. Jesus telling me that he loves me. I'm like, damn, is he real? What's going on, dude?
Bro.
Oh,
So you've had that's a psychedelic experience. You were having a psychedelic
Yeah,
experience high on
dude.
edibles.
Like I
bro.
was dead,
Yeah.
but like I was in the afterlife.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, man, so when we die, we just don't rot in the ground. I'm like, is this the afterlife? Like, no technology or some shit like that? Some girl with her boobs hanging out? I'm like, I can get used to that. Like, the girl that I saw, she had some buffet tables on her, so I'm like, hell yeah, I'm looking at for the afterlife.
Well, the thing is that, so here's my thing is that I believe very sincerely that we're all one big organism, right?
Yeah.
Like how they can prove that animals are aware when they're being stared at, right?
Yeah.
They can prove that scientifically.
Like, they're smart, man.
Well, beyond that, it's that the thing that compels the animal that's being stared at is the same thing that compels the animal that's doing the looking. And so the animal that's being looked at has access to the knowledge that it's being looked at peripherally through what I guess like a Catholic would call the Holy Ghost, right?
Yeah.
The thing that is divine that resides within all of us, that thing literally connects us all and makes us one big thing. It's like we're programs running on a computer with a solid state drive. And it's like you as a program have access to the information on the solid state drive. Whether that information is coming in from another program simultaneously or not. And that's why you're like, ooh, I can feel that. You can literally feel it because we are one organism, bro. Like you are experiencing yourself when that happens. And so, I mean, there was something I was working towards where we're all one. Oh, and so you had this experience where you were high on these edibles watching Avatar, and you had this like experience where you were in this other reality entirely, and you were wondering if it was the afterlife or whatever. And I think it was more like a dream state where you have the ability, we have the ability, like whenever you dream, I believe that that's actually your consciousness just in another thing. Like we have access to all those files, and so you're just experiencing that. And so I think that you just disconnected from
You
this
see
so
your
hard.
dreams too, like your like alternate universes, like where you're at, like let's say like you're on Earth 82 or some shit like that. I'm like, that it? I was like, I don't know. I was like,
Well, bro, it's real. Like if the universe is infinite, bro.
oh, I'm a big believer in it,
Okay,
dude.
then it is mathematically factual that everything that you can see has to exist somewhere right now. And that's why we have the ability to see it. You feel me? Because it really exists. It's real. It's just we're going to places in space and time and channeling what we're seeing back into this body here and now.
Like you're like in your doppelganger's body. Like you just go and you see yourself in your other doppelganger. Or even if like in your past life or something like that.
Well, we're
dude.
all one, bro. We're
Yeah.
all one. Like all the bodies, all the me's, all the Eliases, all the fucking ankylosaurs, all the fucking dude washing hippos in the fucking Africa.
Yeah.
We're all one big organism, bro. There is no line of differentiation between you and me in my mind. You're literally the back of the coin that I'm the head of, bro.
Yeah.
We validate each other's experience by like space connects us, bro. There's something between us, literally.
Oh yeah. Like,
And so
it brought us together, man.
yeah, and so the fucking point is that all of those lifetimes, all of those experiences are accessible to you here and now. All the knowledge every bit of experience that's ever been experienced has been loaded onto that cosmic solid state drive. The galactic consciousness that's aware of itself, that's the Holy Ghost that resides within me that's simultaneously experiencing all of this, that's getting saved, bro. And so someone somewhere could dream and accidentally slip into the series of files that I loaded into the game. And they go, oh fuck, I lived this whole life as this dude who was running a podcast studio overnight in a dream. That's because I'm accessible to them, bro. Literally. I'm real. That's why they're able to fucking feel it. That's why they're able to experience that shit. That dude who was washing those fucking hippos,
Yeah.
he's real. And you slipped into his fucking meat sack within the fifth dimension, bro. Like, that's just that simple.
Oh, like, it was like a beautiful life, too. I was like, damn, it was just so peaceful, man. It was just something nuts. Like, I love all the technology, everything we got, but I was like, man, something about just being out in the wild, something just felt so right about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's just nothing to worry about, man. That's the big thing is
Yeah.
we give ourselves so much to concern ourselves with now that there's so much extra input. It makes it very, very difficult to be here and now, right? Like, bro, right here, right now is fucking magical.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you were that guy washing those hippos and you were standing there in the river and the wind was blowing and the grass was blowing and the clouds were nice and it was sunny and she was beautiful and the hippo's skin was glistening and the water was glistening and it was all beautiful, and that's all you had to concern yourself with was just the fucking
Dude.
divinity of the current moment, bro.
Like, it was so peaceful. Like, it was so
that's
green.
that's the thing, bro.
Like, yeah, like the sunset was going down, so it was like that orange, and then you got like that little purple in the sky, and then like somebody washing the hippos, that girl with those freaking meat toboggans out. Thank God I was standing in the water because I'll admit I was kind of wrecked when I saw those meat toboggans, dude. But it was just a peaceful.
I ain't mad at you, bro. Like, it does something to us chemically. There's a reason why we procreate. Like,
Yeah.
that shit was wonderful, bro.
I was
But
like,
so the point is that you didn't have to worry about if you're gonna be at the show next week, or if you're gonna make it to your job on time, or if you're fucking if you're disappointing your mom because you didn't go to college the right way, or all the like weird shit that we
Yeah.
have to be considerate of, bro. Like when you're out there living that kind of zen, natural human existence, bro, you don't have to concern yourself with any of that. And the point that I want to get across to people who listen to this podcast and to you
yeah.
is that you can be as zen in this current state as you were then. You just have to trust your body, bro. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now that our mechanisms that we inhabit, our brains, our bodies, our hearts, our guts, bro, they have the ability to calculate so much. We are like the most fascinating, overpowered quantum computers available on this rock. And our capacity to calculate and arrive at conclusions that are beneficial for us is so much greater than our ability to communicate it to ourselves, right? Like a lot of what we do when we're thinking is justifying our own feelings to ourselves,
Yeah.
right? And you don't need to do that, bro. You can trust because your body has already made the calculation. That's why you feel. That's why it feels right, because your body's already calculated 100,000 variables that you could never communicate. It would take you a lifetime just to communicate everything that your body was able to be considerate of in a single moment. And it's just an impractical endeavor to try and communicate all that which can be considered and is actively being considered by the body. And so just trust it, bro. Trust it.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll get there. And so you don't have to worry about tomorrow. And you don't have to be anxious about yesterday. Like, it's all going to be fine. And just focus on here and now, like you were in that other lifetime. Because I promise, bro, when the time comes and you have to bust your moves, your body's going to do it on its own, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're going to be like, I got to do this, and you're going to do it.
Like-
And it's going to be so fucking obvious and simple for you. And so you don't have to torture yourself by thinking about shit too much, bro. We can be as zen as we were in the fucking river washing the hippos, bro, right now. I am.
Like,
That's how I am. That's the life I
Yeah.
lead, and I want more people to be able to do that.
Like the last 2 years, I'd say, like, trying to like live in the now. Like, you're not happy like where you are, but you can be like, okay, you put yourself there, but you can also make the best of the situation too. Like,
My bad.
I was like, when let's say like I bomb on stage, I'm like, oh, I feel bad about that, but you know what, I get to go up maybe again in an hour, or I can do it okay, where did I go wrong? Watch the tape. It's the beauty of it. You just keep going forward, and it's not just like the main key is just like showing up, and you're with people you love too, man. Like, that's where I like to be, like in the now, or just like talking to you right now. Like, we just dabbed it up, and like I feel incredible. Like, it's like I haven't even really talked about my Avatar 2 experience. I didn't even tell my girl that, like, but, like, I'll talk about it to
Bro.
her tonight. She's going to see a podcast.
Well,
but-
I'm really, really glad that it just, for me, and I don't mean to interrupt you, man, but it fills my heart to know that you just shared that story with us, and it speaks to the level of comfort that we've facilitated in this space.
Oh, yeah.
Right, we put in a lot of effort to make sure that you're really comfortable, bro. Like down to like it's like we have Cincy cubes. It smells nice when you walk in.
Oh, yeah.
You have the music playing. It sounds nice. It's clean. It looks nice. You know what I'm saying? And so right when you walk in, 3 of your 5 primary senses are impressed upon, like in a positive way. And we're just really trying to like foster a positive environment over here, man. Like it's all good vibes, bro. It's all good vibes over here, man. And I really appreciate you for sharing this story, bro. It's really dope.
Yeah, it just felt good to get off my chest, like,
Right.
talk about more. Because, like, I know it's, like, edibles.
It's your truth.
But I'm like, you know, like, I saw this shit. And I'm like, fuck, I was seeing something different. Like, I was in that other lifetime, and, like, my girl, like, literally, like, hold my arm. I think she passed out in the movie, too. Like, I just let go. When I was watching a movie halfway through, I was seeing my stuff, and then I just passed out, and then I woke up, and I'm like, oh my god, everybody's leaving the movie theater. But it was such a good trip, though, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I got to see a whole nother life. I don't know.
I mean, like you said, you let go. That's the big thing. And you know, all that type of chemical state is accessible to you all the time if you're just willing to let go. Like, it's, you know, it's hard to be that let go because, you know, you have to keep yourself safe. You know, you can't be that let go when you're operating a motor vehicle.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But at any point, bro, you can make the choice to do that again. And you know, with that type of experience under your belt, I think that you'd do really, really good with psychedelics.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think that you'd have a really, really fucking good time with it because on top of being able to let go and be completely untethered like you were,
Yeah.
you'll also have the chemical influence of the substances in your system. That'll I like to think of drugs as things that alter my chemical soup in my brain, and I like to think of different mixtures of chemical soup in my brain as individual states, right? Like the state of mind when I'm meditating in my bedroom and I'm high on LSD, right? If you could snapshot that, that's like a window through which I was able to look into reality through. And I believe that the more drugs that you take, it's like the more peepholes that you've been able to look through reality into the real nature of the thing. And the more of these windows that we look through, the more robust of an image of what's really going on we can create in our mind's eye. I think it's a very, very beneficial. I think that the utilization of drugs is incredibly enlightening, even if it's only insofar as it makes you aware that your experience is influenceable by your chemical state, right? Yeah. Even if it's just that simple, right? Like to think that you could drastically change the way things look and feel around you by having 2 drops of a chemical put on your knuckle is incredible, right? Like then, and just that alone is an incredibly enlightening bit of awareness to have, right? That this thing that we have going on is that delicate and is that easily influenceable. I think is something that if more people were aware of, they would take more seriously the ways that they can influence their chemical states and make their own lives better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I'm on the edible, like I'll just like think about like how can I be better and all. Like I guess
excellent,
like
bro. Excellent.
Like obviously like I'll like mainly like when I do the edibles, that's when it feels like close thing to psychedelic. But like I'll make sure I'm at home or something and be like, this is when I go on a trip. This is when I think, because like I need that long thought process journey, man.
Yeah.
Like whatever I'm seeing, I'm in another universe or just anything. Like dude, even like when I'm eating food, man. Like I remember one time I was just like eating some cake and then all of a sudden like I'm like in some aquarium or something like that in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so fucking cool to see. It was so like I just wish like you can just get like a projector thing and just like see what people are seeing in their heads, dude.
Well, I think that's where we're gonna get. I think that it's gonna get to where you can see in your mind's eye what I see in my mind's eye, and that's gonna create a level of interconnectivity that's really spectacular. I think that's gonna be. I think that's the direction we're trending.
Oh,
how long we been going?
Y'all are right at time.
We're about an hour.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Well,
60 minutes in.
Man, that's great,
60
dude.
minutes?
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Yeah,
damn.
bro. Shit happens quick when you're fucking partying and having a
dude.
good time, bro.
Hey, we're having a great time, man.
Well, I think that we can probably wrap up the podcast. I mean, I think that it is obvious that we have plenty more to talk about. I think that we should.
dude.
I think we should definitely get together and just party outside of this. But definitely should get together and do another podcast, man. This is a lot of fun. I've got more stories. I know you've got more stories.
Oh yeah, I
bro.
got way more, man. I was like, I'll save the time that I ate a chicken salad sandwich for part 2, dude.
Yes.
That
okay.
story I gotta save because I gotta see the first reaction to that.
Okay, the chicken salad sandwich, and we might get to hear some serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer talk on the Shut Up You'll Listen.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, well, it has been such a blast.
Hell
I really
yeah,
appreciate you so much. Why don't you, for the sake of the people listening, give yourself one last shout out where they can find you, what you have going on, how they can support you online, and how they can support you out in the world.
All right. Add me on Instagram, GuyBrown100. My Twitter, SomeBrownGuy100.
Beautiful.
Uh,
Beautiful.
YouTube, GuyBrown100 if you want to see my embarrassing Kill Tony set. The interview is better, but, and then, temporary hosting an open mic at Electric Church. Sign up 8:45, show at 9. That's just temporary to see how long I do that for. And then, might have a show next month. We'll see. And I'm all over Austin.
Beautiful, man. Well, again, I appreciate you so much. Everybody, I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. We're certainly going to get him on the calendar for another one. It's been real. Everybody, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace. That was great.
Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.